the smooth conduct of the meeting, the members will be in the mute mode and audio and video will be opened when they will speak at the AGM as per the pre-registration. I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Bharat Dheerajlal Shah, Chairman of Exide Industries Limited. Thank you, and over to you, Chairman.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Directors of your company, a very warm welcome to all of you to the 73rd Annual General Meeting of our company. This meeting is being held through video conference in accordance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The company has taken all feasible efforts under the circumstances to enable members to participate through video conference and vote at the AGM. I thank all the members, colleagues on the board and auditors for joining this meeting over video conference. Dear members, please note that this being the first virtual AGM, participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. I hereby confirm the presence of requisite quorum to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Before we start the proceedings of the meeting, I will now introduce my colleagues on the board attending the meeting through video conference facilities. Let me start with Naushir Mirza. Mr. Naushir Mirza. We can't hear him, he's the chairman of the audit committee. Mr. Suren Kapadi. Suren.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I'm Suren Kapadia. I'm the chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee as well as the Risk Management Committee of your company.
Mr. Sudhir Chand.
I'm an independent director. I'm a chairman of the Stakeholders Relations Committee of your company.
Mrs. Mona Desai.
Good afternoon. I'm an independent director, Mona Desai.
Mr. Gautam Chatterjee.
Good afternoon. I'm Gautam Chatterjee. I'm the managing director and CEO of this company, and I'm participating from Exide House, Kolkata.
Mr. Subir Chakrabarti. Subir, we can't hear you. Subir is the Deputy Managing Director of the company.
Good afternoon. I am the Deputy Managing Director of the company.
Mr. A.K. Mukherjee.
Good afternoon. I am Director of the Finance Company.
Mr. A.K. Mukherjee is the Director, Finance and Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Arun Mittal.
Good afternoon. I'm Arun Mittal. I look after the automotive business of the company.
Mr. Jitendra Kumar.
Good afternoon. I am the company secretary of the company, joining from Calcutta. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. R.B. Raheja, Vice Chairman of the company, could not attend the meeting due to his pressing prior commitments. I would also like to inform you the presence of statutory auditors, BSR and Company LLP, Chartered Accountants, Secretarial Auditor, CS, Company Secretary, AK Lab from AK Lab and Company, and Cost Auditor, Money and Company, Company Secretary and Cost Auditor, Money and Company, Cost Accountants who are present at this meeting. I now request Mr. Jitendra Kumar, Company Secretary, to provide general instructions to the members regarding participating in this meeting.
Thank you, Chairman, and good afternoon to all present at this 73rd Annual General Meeting of Exide Industries Limited. The Register of Directors and key managerial personnel, the Register of Contracts or Arrangements are available electronically by the members during the AGM SDL website. Any members interested in inspecting the registers can send a request at investor.agm2020@exide.co.in. Since the facility for appointment of proxies by the members is not applicable and hence the proxy register for inspection is not available. The remote e-voting facility for casting your vote on all the resolutions set out in the notice was open for a period of 3 days, beginning from Saturday, 12th September 2020 and ended on Monday, 14th September 2020. During this period, all members of the company holding shares either in physical form or in demat form as on the cutoff date of Tuesday, 8th September, had the opportunity to cast their votes electronically. Members who have not cast their votes yet electronically and who are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to cast their votes during the meeting through the e-voting system provided by NSDL. Members can click on the vote tab on the video conference screen at the top to avail this feature. Please note that there will be no e-voting by show of hands. Members are requested to refer to the instruction provided in the notice or appearing on the video conference page for a seamless participation through the conference. In case any member face any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers as provided in the notice. The company has received requests from various members to register them as speakers at the meeting at the dedicated email ID investor.agm2020@exide.co.in. The floor will be open to all those members to ask questions or express their views. I will announce the name of each speaker one by one once the chairman opens the floor for questions and answers. Members are requested to keep their questions brief and specific. To avoid repetition, the answer to all the questions will be provided by Chairman and Mr. Gautam Chatterjee, MD and CEO, towards the end. Members may also note that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending upon the availability of time. Thank you, and over to you, Chairman, sir.
Dear members, thank you Jitendra. Dear members, good afternoon. I am delighted to welcome you all once again to the 73rd annual general meeting of your company. It may be a different setting than we are normally used to. However, it is wonderful to see so many of you joining across the cities. Today I am speaking to you under very unusual circumstances, and I sincerely regret that we are unable to meet in person due to the pandemic that is impacting us all. We are living in unprecedented times with demands that each one of us take responsibility and play our part. When we emerge out of this crisis, I am sure we will emerge stronger than ever before. The global GDP eased to 2.9% in 2019 against an annual growth projection of 3.5%. The COVID-19 pandemic spread across with alarming speed and has dealt a heavy blow to an already weak global economy, which is expected to slide into probably its deepest recession since the Second World War. Whilst policymakers' immediate priorities are to address the health crisis and moderate the short-term economic loss, the likely long-term consequences of this pandemic highlight the need to forcefully undertake comprehensive reform programs to improve the fundamental drivers of economic growth once the crisis abates. It is expected that global growth will contract by over 3% in 2020, the worst contractions since the 1930s. It will also be the first time since the Great Depression that both advanced and developing countries are in recession together. The Indian economy gross domestic product (GDP) was estimated to be US $2.06 trillion for 2019-20, growing 4.2% over the previous year. This was the lowest growth rate in the last 11 years. The country, however, improved its ranking in World Bank's Doing Business report by 14 spots over the last year and was ranked 63rd among 190 countries in the 2020 edition of this report. Your company has risen to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic towards the end of the financial year 2019-20. India has quite a few things to cheer about in this unprecedented environment. Lower bills for oil, high liquidity, and low interest rates are all structural positives for the economy, as is a renewed attractiveness as a manufacturing hub in the world's eyes. The adversities arising from the nationwide lockdown have been many, but I firmly believe that every adversity is an opportunity in disguise. While we may not have all the answers to the questions that COVID-19 poses, your company has the resolve and adaptability to implement an evolving and meticulous set of responses in the fast-changing environment. Realigning business processes to enable employees to work from home where possible and enabling our customers to embrace digital access to our products are some examples of your company's adaptability. Despite a difficult year, your company has performed reasonably well during the financial year 2019-20. It has recorded a turnover of 9,857 crores during the year, with a profit before tax of 1,057 crores and a profit after tax of 826 crores. I now request Mr. Gautam Chatterjee, Managing Director and CEO of your company, to address you, highlighting the performance of the overall auto industry and operational performance of your company during the financial year 2019-20. Over to you, Gautam.
Thank you, Chairman, for providing me an opportunity to share my views with our esteemed shareholders. Ladies and gentlemen, the automobile industry in India is the world's fourth largest manufacturer of cars and seventh largest manufacturer of commercial vehicles, having produced more than 26.3 million vehicles during the last financial year. Two-wheelers and passenger vehicles dominate the domestic Indian auto market. Passenger car sales are dominated by small and mid-sized cars. Two-wheelers and passenger cars account for over 80% and 13% market share respectively, accounting for a combined sale of over 20 million vehicles in the financial year 2020. The Indian automotive sector reported poor performance in the year 2019-20. Domestic sales of vehicles witnessed an overall degrowth of 17.8% to 21.5 million from previous year's 26.2 million. Each category of vehicles witnessed sharp decline over the previous year. Slightly better performance was reported on the export front. The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent lockdown announced by the Government of India has further compounded the problem and severely impacted the Indian automotive industry. As the effects of the pandemic start to wane and lockdown gradually lifted, auto industry has started to explore various options to draw back customers and offset the drop in sales. Many OEMs have registered improved sales vis-a-vis the past couple of months. And this brings back the sentiment of resolve to this sector. After a few consecutive months of dropping sales in a post-COVID scenario, there are signs of green shoots in passenger vehicles and two-wheeler segments, where the year-on-year degrowth is much lesser than the previous months. Despite a challenging and tough year for the industry, your company has performed reasonably well during the financial year 2019-20. It has recorded a net turnover of 9,857 crores, a profit before tax of 1,057 crores, and a profit after tax of 844 crores. Automotive performance. During the year under review, original equipment sales slowed down significantly as demand for automotives fell. However, your company was successful in maintaining its high share of business across almost all leading vehicle manufacturers. We are happy to share with you that the two new companies that began operations successfully in India this year, MG Motors with its Hector model and Kia Motor with its Seltos model, started procuring 100% of their batteries from Exide. As far as the industrial performance is concerned, Your company registered a slight degrowth in industrial division during the financial year. The UPS vertical, which is the largest business vertical of our industrial division, registered single-digit growth. Our solar vertical maintained decent sales momentum during the year, utilizing its widespread channel network. The financial stress in the Indian telecom sector up the consolidation of the industry, and our country witnessed a number of shutdowns and mergers and acquisitions of mobile telephony operators and tower infrastructure companies. The company's sales to the telecom sector were subdued as the M&A of the telephony companies led to a rationalization of tasks. On the power and projects vertical, we continue to maintain our high market share with a wide range of products, continuous product upgrades, and a wide sales and service network. However, this business vertical reported a slight degrowth during the last financial year. In other business verticals of our industrial division, the railways and the mining cap lamps reported robust growth, and Exide continues to be the preferred brand for most of its customers. On the export front, the automotive batteries to Middle East and Southeast Asia continued to grow. We made significant inroads into the GCC countries, especially Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Your company also entered new markets in Nigeria and Greece this year with its automotive batteries. However, like other business verticals, COVID-19 pandemic affected our key export markets in the ASEAN and GCC region in Q4 last year and Q1 of this year. Dear members, the COVID-19 pandemic and the consequent lockdowns to curb its spread caused severe disruption in manufacturing, supply chain, and sales and distribution operations of the company. This has caused an adverse impact on its sales as well as profitability during the first quarter. The manufacturing operations of your company were resumed only in middle of May of the current financial year, after ensuring total adherence to all governmental guidelines framed from time to time. Health and safety of our employees and partners were given utmost importance, and operation was slowly scaled down. The company responded with agility, speed, and resilience, together with a structured process of proactive planning to operate in the new normal. A series of concerted actions were taken to realign the distribution infrastructure so as to respond to the multiple challenges arising out of restricted mobility of people and goods, curbs on working hours, and outlet operations. The company's employees, trade partners, transporters, and their associates were provided extensive training, both online and at the place of work, in social distancing and personal protection. During Q1 of the current financial year, OEM demand for automotive batteries remained subdued. However, there was a surge in demand for trade sales of automotive batteries and UPS batteries. Business volumes of other institutional segments are gradually picking up. Effective 1st April 2020, the Government of India has mandated that every automotive manufacturer, both two-wheelers and four-wheelers, can manufacture, sell, and register solely BS6 compliant vehicles. This is a landmark chapter in the history of the automotive industry in India. With further stringent regulations around vehicle emissions likely to follow, it is reasonable to expect manufacturers to shift towards micro-hybrid engine architecture. This will translate into a higher demand for some of our sophisticated car batteries. In anticipation of this trend, we collaborated with one of the leaders in this sphere, Maura Batteries of Brazil, to develop advanced EFB and ISS batteries required in the environmental friendly new generation BS6 compliant vehicles. Continuous innovation is a source of Exide's competitive advantage, enabling us to bring in the latest state-of-art manufacturing practices and widening our product portfolio. As part of this journey, we collaborate with a number of leading international battery manufacturers from across the globe. Some of the key innovation focus areas for us are: 1. Developing advanced solutions in the lead-acid space for emerging applications, including hybrid vehicles and EVs. 2. Introducing ultra batteries and other solutions in the energy storage space as a robust economic alternative to other competing chemistries. And 3. Developing advanced energy storage modules for applications in electric vehicles and the telecom sector in the lithium chemistry domain. Dear members, with declining upfront costs and gradually improvement in technology, the scaling of electrification of vehicles is a reality now. Your company has undertaken an early lead in India's nascent lithium-ion battery market by setting up a JV, namely Exide Leclanche Energy Private Limited, with technical and financial collaboration with Europe's leading energy storage solutions provider, Leclanche of Switzerland. The JV is well placed with an assembly line with a capacity of 1.5 gigawatt hour to take a leading position in the lithium-ion battery market in India. Production lines have been ordered for battery pack assembly for cylindrical, prismatic and pouch cells, with some of them already in operation as we speak today. Many pilot orders have been collected from multiple automotive OEMs, as well as large telecom operators, UPS manufacturers, and solar PV companies. Dear members, the protection of environment is one of the prime focus area of your company to ensure an equitable and hospitable future. We will continue to work with fortitude towards our targets, with a core value system firmly in place and pursuing the larger agenda of a greener, peaceful, and economically stable society. The execution of our CSR endeavors continues to be an integral part of our core organizational ethos. Our CSR investments works on the belief that need-based interventions, sustainability empower the larger society by opening up new possibilities. For year 1920, it was a fulfilling year from this point of view. Education, healthcare, and women empowerment continue to remain the thrust areas of your company in terms of its CSR intervention. Your company invested a sum of rupees 20.76 crores in diversified CSR projects, superseding the investment mandate for 2021-20. In an increasingly dynamic world, our success is dependent on a dedicated and adaptive workforce attuned to the company's strategic goals. I would like to turn to one of the most valuable resources on which rests the foundation of all our ambitions and aspirations: a completed pool of talent. Our empowered talent pool is the biggest driver of our brand. And meritocracy remains at the heart of Exide. The scale, scope, diversity, and depth of your company's operations have increased manifold over the years. As we move into the new future, I draw strength from Team Exide, whose unwavering commitment, even in the face of adversity, will lend new wings to this aspiration. It will also be your company's untiring endeavor to take that extra mile in pursuing growth strategies that will be responsibly competitive, sustainable, and inclusive. We regret the loss of lives due to COVID-19 pandemic and have immense appreciation and respect for the devotion, commitment, and contribution shown by our doctors and COVID warriors. I wish all of us the very best as we carry out our individual responsibilities in building future success together. Meanwhile, I hope you and your families stay well and safe. As I conclude, I place on record my sincere thanks to the board members and our stakeholders, including all our shareholders, vendors, suppliers, our customers, and employees for their unwavering support, guidance, and cooperation for the growth. This provided us the encouragement and motivation to take Exide to even newer heights. Thank you, and back to you, Chairman Sir.
Thank you, Gautam. Dear members, the notice of the 73rd AGM, profit and loss accounts as on 31st March 2020, cash flow statements, statement of changes in equity, and the balance sheet as at that date, along with the consolidated financial statements prepared in accordance with the Indian accounting standards, together with the auditor's report, secretarial audit report, and the director's report, form a part of the annual report. Since they were emailed to the members in accordance with the MCA and SEBI regulation, with your permission, I now take the notice convening the meeting and the reports as read. We now take up the resolutions as set forth in the notice. We will open the floor for any questions by members after all the resolutions are addressed. Resolution number 1 seeks approval of members to adopt audited standalone and consolidated financials as on 31st March 2020, together with the report of auditors and auditors thereon, directors and auditors thereon. Resolution 2 seeks confirmation of members for payment of first interim dividend at 160%, that is rupees 1.60 per equity share, and second interim dividend at 250%, that is rupees 2.50 per equity share, aggregating to 410% for the financial year 2019-20. Resolution number 3 seeks approval of members to reappoint Mr. Rajan B. Raheja, having DIN number 000037480 as a director of your company, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. Resolution 4 seeks approval of members to ratify the remuneration of rupees 9 lakhs only out-of-pocket expenses and applicable taxes payable to Messrs. Money and Company, cost accountant, for audit of cost records of the products manufactured by the company for the year ending 31st March 2021. Members, the icon for e-voting is available on top of the screen, which will redirect you on a separate window to the e-voting portal of NSDL facility. The e-voting facility is active now and will be closed after 30 minutes from the closure of the meeting. I now invite speakers to raise their queries. I would request to avoid repetitive questions in the interest of time and to have a meaningful discussion. The question should relate to the agenda items. Can I now request Jitendra, can you take over?
Yes, sir. So can I request the operator to connect to Mr. P.S. Krishnan, who is joining us from Chennai.
Good afternoon to you. This is Krishnan. Just want to reconfirm you're able to hear me loud and clear.
Yes, Mr. Krishnan, we can hear you. We could request you kindly unmute your video also. We are not getting your video feed.
There you go. Okay. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to the Exide members of the board and management team. I've got a bunch of questions, bunch of queries which I wanted to address to the Exide management team. These are basically for me to get a better understanding of the company. So I'll just run through the queries, which I think I've sent it over email also. I want to get an understanding in terms of what is the OEM and aftermarket share, and how do we plan to grow it further in the next few years. My second query is, we seem to have recently ceded some market share to competition. So I'll be interested to hear from the management team on the steps taken by the management to gain back the market share. I also like to get an understanding in terms of what has been the OE and replacement demand outlook, and how has been our sales over the last 75 days in quarter 2 till 14th-15th of September. This financial year, we are definitely bound to see a revenue decline on account of COVID. So I'd like to get an understanding in terms of how does the management plan to manage profitability and margins despite the revenue decline this financial year. I'd also like to get a more detailed understanding in terms of the status of our JV with Leclanche Energy Private Limited, in terms of what's the current status at this particular point of time, and what are our forward plans? I'd also like to get an understanding in terms of how we are building our capability, especially future capabilities, especially our work around electric vehicles and connected, autonomous, shared, and electric vehicle technologies, on the battery side. What is our forward capex requirement for the next 3 years, both in the battery as well as the insurance business? I'd also like to know what is the total investment we have made in Exide Life till date, and what are the returns we've generated till date from Exide Life? My next question is, how and where does the insurance business fit in our overall business strategy, and what is the kind of vision that we have for the insurance business going forward? And a connected question, I'd also like to get an understanding in terms of, is there any plan to induct any strategic partners in the insurance business? And my last query is, I think COVID notwithstanding, what are the targets, performance metric goals set for each of our business divisions, especially batteries and insurance, for the next 3 years? I'm looking at it more from a revenue, EBITDA margin, profitability, and a free cash flow generation perspective. That's it from my end. Good luck to all of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Krishnan. I think excellent set of questions. Now, can I request the operator to connect to Mr. Tapash Kumar Datta, who is joining from Howrah.
Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, shareholders, Tapash Kumar Datta, an equity shareholder of Exide Industries Limited. Changed. All are changed. And a terrible beauty has come. This is COVID-19 pandemic. Pain, suffering, disease and disruption crowd the whole world. We are panicked with fear, anxiety and uncertainty. Amid this uncertainty, Exide Limited is giving a chance to the minorities to express their views. That is an achievement. I salute the dedicated staff of the factory for their tireless effort to continue the production of Exide Industries Limited. My thanks to our secretarial department for their talent. They are doing efficiently, effectively and intelligently. Sir, page number 122. The title deeds of immovable properties are held in the name of the company except followings: residential apartment 1.65, leasehold land 38.28. May I seek clarification? Why are you showing this property in the balance sheet? Sir, page 118. The company provides warranty for sale of its products. The estimation of the to be faulty. Sir, please throw it on your statement. Sir, page 140. Freehold land. Sir, here, have you done the last revaluation of this land? Sir, page 140, leasehold land. Sir, I would like to know the date of termination of this. Sir, page 100. Technology import company will be company its future. As prevail. Said the aggregate amount of quoted and unquoted in mutual fund 259, so which is subject to market risk. So this company, then why have you invested in mutual fund which is subject to market risk? So what is the purpose of this investment? So disparity is shown in percentage of increase in remuneration. Some directors getting 24% and 20% increase, 10% increase. Moreover, ordinary staff are getting 7% increase. So some of directors and KMPs did not hold company share. Why are you not exercising employee stock option scheme? Sir, page 86, stock price data shown without volume. Volume indicates liquidity of the market. Sir, volume may please be considered to include in this column. Sir, page 245 and 115. Company develops new market in Greece, Nigeria, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Peru, Middle East and Southeast Asian countries. Sir, despite our export earning revenue only 7%. Sir, foreign exchange earning showing dismal performance. Sir, how would you improve it? Sir, project Jyotirmoyi, page 21. Exide employees with their families are extending their helping hand, contributing their invaluable time for the welfare of the society during this pandemic period. The incident is unprecedented, revolutionary, pioneering and promising and also inspiring. So I salute them for their noble work. Sir, last year's factory visit, a thing of beauty is joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness. Warm reception, well decorated pandal, colorful lights and sumptuous meal. Sir, the staff of the factory were working heart with heart, efforts with efforts. Very nice to visit this. Sir, most painful thing is shareholders gathering in specific counter and some shareholders having much food and some getting none. Sir, this should be changed. Lunch packet would be best option in this case. And if possible, give a dinner packet also. Sir, lunch packet can avoid this gathering situation. Sir, please introduce lunch packet in this case. Sir, our management educated, articulate, adaptable to new skill. Sir, I think next year would certainly be better. Sir, with this hope, I conclude. Thank you for patient hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Datta. Can I now request the operator to connect to Mr. Jaideep Boxi, please, who is joining from Kolkata.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chairman, Managing Directors, and other Board of Directors. I am connecting from Kolkata. Thanks to our dynamic Secretary, Company Secretary, Mr. Jitendra Kumar, for giving me an opportunity to present my views and presenting a detailed annual report. And also thanks to I3 Madam. Proud to be a part of a significant contribution to India's storage power solution to countries and communities and industries. So what is the effect on to supply chain breakdown and delivery of inbound and outbound goods to distributors? In this context, steps implemented to counter the same and any steps for cost curtailment measures. So we are the market leaders in the auto market applications, product for all types of vehicles. But the situation is that the auto sector is now in a sluggish state. What is our thought process to tide over the crisis? So we have 9 plants. Are they running to full capacity? Highlights on the high performance battery for data center and telecom, and also for the electric vehicle battery. Also on the joint venture with Europe Energy Storage Solution Provider. So CapEx program for enhanced manufacturing capacity and technical upgradation. So our CSR activities was great as always, and R&D team, thanks to them for their technical upgradation. So what is the solar business in the overseas market also, and the lithium ion battery market? And I convey my thanks to the management for being cordial and informative in describing our products in our new look plan during our last factory visit. I support all your resolution and best wishes to all concerned for making our company a global powerhouse among customers and reward shareholders with increased dividend. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, sir. Stay safe all.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. Can I request the operator to connect to Mr. Shiraj Cyrus Lalkaka from Mumbai?
Shiraj, you may go ahead.
Yes.
You're connected.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Respected Chairman, respected Vice Chairman, and eminent members of the board, the Government of India has launched this excellent initiative in allowing video conferencing, and I thank the board for having seized the opportunity for providing us this wonderful platform to interact with you. I'm sure, like me, many other shareholders too will appreciate this feature, and it may become the new norm in the near AGM or future AGMs too. I'm a shareholder of Exide since the mid-80s. I was led to the company by my father-in-law, and when I asked him why he recommended Exide, he calmly mentioned that you will keep getting bonus issues every 2 to 3 years. That was right then, gentlemen. I remember having received many bonus issues. I must congratulate the secretarial team for the quality of the annual report. It is indeed very informative, lucid, and exhaustive. Such reports show and reflect professionalism in the team heading the company, and they are adept at adapting to various scenarios, both internal and external. When I reflect on the performance of our company Exide over the years, I can't help but notice the strength of its brand and the depth and range of its products. This definitely comes about by A, the quality of the products, and B, the single-mindedness of the management over the years to ensure that we produce the best and the best. In further management jargon, it means everything else follows. And that in my mind, is the real essence of our company. Exide has now been in India for about a century or 100 years. Very few companies across the globe have this life cycle, and that too in a leadership position. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel it is time to celebrate. I urge the management to manufacture a separate line of products called the Exide Sentinel series of batteries, both in the automotive and industrial divisions. It will emphasize the company's dominating presence to the consumer and provide an excellent advertising platform for the next few years. I also feel that our nearest competitor often gives press releases that they will soon, within the next few years, be overtaking us in both the OE and the replacement market. What is our company's plans for the next 3 to 5 years to counter these claims? And lastly, how will the company ensure that its quality in production and services are second to none, and purchasing Exide for the general public means peace of mind? These answers, I am sure, will help soothe the minds of the investors and all our business partners. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shiraz, for expressing your views. Can I request the operator to connect to Mr. Gautam Nandi from Kolkata?
Am I audible and visible, sir?
Yes, Mr. Nandi. Please proceed with your call.
Am I audible?
Please proceed. Yes, you are audible. We can hear you. Please proceed.
Yes. Yes. My shareholders. Myself, very old equity shareholder of Exide Industries Limited. Firstly, I would like to give thanks to your secretarial department for sending me an order Secretary Mr. Jitendra Kumar, very sober, well behaved, dynamic person, and his whole team for rendering very good services to our minority shareholders. Sir, you are organizing your conference for the first time, and I find it I also like to associates who follow my earlier speaker exposed their views and already covered the points, so I don't like to repeat it. Only few words I like to share with you, sir. Sir, yes, currently support this resolution. Sir, your cost auditor makes money and audits your cost record, whose resolution has been very सर तो ज़्यादा बोलने करने नहीं रहा है। सर ये कोविड-19 के कारण से कितना कंपनी बंद हुआ, कितना आदमी नौकरी भी चला गया। But we are glad to that our company still trying their best even in this adverse situation. Sir, I am very proud to be a shareholder of your company and very hopeful towards the prospect. I have full trust with your management, sir. Sir, I must say, I am very pleased to see that clear dividend in this pandemic situation. Wow, it's great, sir. Look at positive outlook towards our company with margin and return. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nandi. Now moving forward, can I request the operator to connect to Mr. Govardhan Srigopal Maheswari, please?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. If you could please comment about the fact that in the annual report you mentioned that you have maintained market share in the OEM segment, but can you please comment your market share movement in the last 3 years in the aftermarket segment, in all the sub-segments of aftermarket, whether it's two-wheelers, passenger cars, CVs, even the home inverter, UPS and the telecom segment. It would be great if you could quantify this. And even if it's, I understand there is difficulty in getting the precise market shares, but if you could give broader directions of whether you are gaining or losing market share, which of these aftermarket segments. Second one is on the margins. Can you please comment on efforts to really improve your margins over the next 2 years? Your standalone EBITDA margins have been around 13 to 14%. Can you really improve this by way of automation, cost reduction, or any sales mix improvement methods? Clearly, no one takes tough decisions during good times, and clearly these are not the good times. So this is an opportunity for you to crack down on certain and take some tough measures. Your core battery business is extremely profitable in a high ROCE business. So why do you really invest in a low ROCE, capital intensive lead smelting business? And if you could explain the strategic advantages, if any, of this particular business, especially if lead prices go up, does that mean that you have an advantage versus your competitors? On CapEx front, over the standalone operations on a cumulative basis, you spent around 2,700 odd crores in the last 5 years, which is clearly high. And can you comment what could be the CapEx for the next 3 years in the battery business, which includes the standalone as well as your subsidiaries in the battery business? On the exports, the CEO did mention in the speech that there has been some inroads being done. But if you could give a specific target, I believe that Exide gets around 7% of its sales from exports. What is that you really target over the next 3 years? And is this more profitable or less profitable than the domestic battery business? The government of India is implementing the battery waste management rules. How does this really impact our company? Does it really increase the cost of sourcing the batteries, and does it make it tough for the unorganized industry, which perhaps may not be following the law in spirit? On the three-wheeler e-rickshaw segment, on the battery side as well as the three-wheeler segment, you've been slightly late to enter this segment. Can you please comment on your market share and how this product has been accepted in the industry? On the home inverter segment, given the power availability is improving across the country, can you comment about your market share as well as the growth of this industry in the next 4 to 5 years? On the unorganized industry, there is a fair bit of unorganized industry in the battery industry. Do you see any signs of industry consolidating and any visible gains for the organized industry, especially in the COVID times, post-COVID times? Any new product or segment or new areas of growth which you believe is emerging and could get meaningful in the next couple of years? On the life insurance business, I'm sure you have been faced this question many a times. Exide is a battery company, and I understand that the ING and the Kotak deal happened. So you got into the insurance business on a 100% owned basis. But recently, one of your group companies sold the general insurance business away. And do you have any such plans or to actually sell this business or demerge it so that you can create shareholder value for the existing for the battery business? And do you require any more capital infusions for the battery business? Lastly, in October 2010, the stock price of Exide was 160 rupees. In the 10 years, which is, we have nearly 10 years completed, and the stock price is pretty much over there. So there is hardly any money made for the shareholders. I would really urge the promoters to look to increase their stake because they are below 50%. Unfortunately, Mr. Raheja is not attending this meeting, but it would be great if you could pass on the message that it would be great if he shows some confidence in the stock price in the business by increasing the stake. I thank the secretarial team to really support, give all the support in attending this AGM. Thank you, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maheshwari, for your excellent sort of questions. Now, moving forward, can I request the operator to connect to Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta?
Hello? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I am a equity shareholder of Exide. Sir, first of all, I thanks to your secretarial department, and my special thanks to Atri. Done a hard work to help the shareholders to attend this video virtual meeting. So please convey my special thanks to her, and she has taken a lot of efforts that not a single speaker should miss to join this meeting. And sir, my questions are that today I was expected that Mr. Raheja will join this meeting through video Mumbai, but again he has missed this meeting. And I have attended more than 59 meetings through VC. I have not seen a meeting. The chairman or promoter or vice chairman has not missed any meeting. So why Mr. Raheja has missed again this meeting?
Certain relevant aspects of the meeting.
Through VC.
Members attending the meeting through video conferencing will be counted as present for the purpose
either
of quorum.
Like the
All members participating through video conferencing are by default on mute mode by the moderator to avoid any disturbance. Once the chairperson announces question and answer session, the members who have registered themselves as speaker shareholders will be unmuted one by one by the moderator as per the instructions given by the chairperson, and the speaker shareholder may participate either by audio or video mode. The register of directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholdings maintained under Section 170 of the Companies Act 2013.
So how the shareholder value will go up? How the shareholder will get return on their investment?
In which the directors are interested
in
the
Section in the last 6 months prices are very low. So how the shareholders will get return and how the shareholder value will go up? Because if you will go, you will see your market cap is near about 16,000 crore rupees or between 16 to 17,000 crore rupees. So how you will increase your market cap? Because you are doing a lot of work under the leadership of Mr. Gautam Chatterjee, Mr. Mukherjee, Mr. Mittal and others. Those are working day to day in the company, and you are the leader, you are the pioneer of the battery nation's Exide. So why that reflection do not reflect in the stock market? Your share prices are very low, better than other companies. Have you any plan to list your insurance business? Now the SDFC has demerged their company and SDFC has listed their insurance business. IC and other Nippon and others has listed their company, so that shareholder value has gone up and
holding company's value has gone up. So why are you not planning to list the company? And sir, automobile sector is facing a lot of problems. So what impact will come on our company due to crisis in the automobile sector? And now the beloved Prime Minister has given a slogan that Atmanirbhar Bharat in every sector in the defense. He has cancelled more than 70,000 crore rupees order for foreign countries, and he will produce all defense items in the country. So what is your target for the defense? And how in a wage of COVID, epidemic COVID, how much amount you have paid? And sir, what's your last but least, wish a happy festive seasons with a healthy and prosperous, safe, long life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta.
Mohan.
Thank you very much. Now, moving forward, ask the operator to connect to Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf, a very old shareholder of the company as well.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उपस्थित निदेशक